Hey everyone, welcome back and happy Monday. All right, guys. Well, as you can see, I am back from Sweet Home, Alabama. I made like Reese Witherspoon. I went back to my double wide and fried something. No. Actually, we had a great time. Usually when my brothers and I get together, man, it could be like this. And we had the best time. My mom had a great birthday. Thank you all for the birthday wishes. But I am so happy to be home with Jason and my babies in my home and also being able to record with you guys. So yeah. We're not back to talk about me. No. We're back to talk about the Real Housewives of Orange County because Gina, she threw some allegations out there and Heather's not happy. Yeah, not only is she not happy, but she's clapping back and this is going to be interesting. So, pop off in the comment section. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell and let's jump right in. All right, guys. So where I kind of wanted to start with all of this was this whole Heather Dubrow drama because Heather Dubrow and Gina actually, this all stems around Katie Ginella, who I truly, truly don't think will be back on the cast because the people who were in her corner, like Jennifer Padronti and Alexis Bellino got fired from the show, which I don't think that she should have ever really been hired for the show. Jennifer Padronti, I think that she got exhausted with trying to defend Katie Ginella, and I think that she started to see, oh, okay, well, this is starting to bring me down a little bit. So she cut her off. The problem is, at the end of the day, when you are putting yourself in a situation where you have nobody to film with, nobody, like there's no connection in the group, nothing is organic, then yeah, that starts to hinder your future on a show like this. That's why I don't think that she'll be back. But Gina was talking about this on Watch What Happens Live, how Emily allegedly like dug into Katie Ginella's whole custody situation. And Gina was like, no. I said, leave this alone. But actually, you know what, Andy? It wasn't Emily. It wasn't Emily. You want to know who it was? It was Heather Dubrow. Okay. So what does that mean? We're saying Heather Dubrow was the one who dug into Katie Ginella's life to find out what her custody situation was. Sure. Cool. So Heather ended up coming forward, and I'm going to read you guys what she said, but she admitted that she sent an article about Katie Ginella's custody situation to Emily Simpson, which Emily then talked about at the OC reunion, but she's strongly denying for sure that she personally researched Katie's backstory, stating that is not my MO. She said, I never intended for the custody information to be discussed. And she even claims that she approached Katie during a commercial break to tell her, like, look, I'm sorry. Like, I have sympathy for this. Not I'm sorry, like I did it, but I have sympathy for your situation. Now, when it comes to Gina, she did criticize her for making her sound pretty salacious by naming her on Watch What Happens Live. But there's a lot of speculation. People think that Gina saying that Heather was the original source of the custody situation might like not actually be confirmed. And some of the fans also question why Heather would even send an article if kids are off limits, labeling her as like a classic sniper. So people are very divided on this situation. Are they team Heather on it, or are they team Katie Ginella? Or are they team Gina? Well, again, going back to it, Heather ended up responding. So here we go. She said, let's set the record straight. First of all, I do not research anyone. That's not my MO. I do not have time or interest to try to dig something up on other people. Okay. Well, for the reunion last year, there were a lot of stories in the media circling about Katie, and some of us were sending them to each other because it was overwhelming and crazy. And I did, in fact, send the article about Katie's custody to Emily. I did nothing more than that. And I never would have brought this up at the reunion. I actually went up to Katie during the commercial break and I said to her, this must have been very difficult and a very difficult time for you. And I'm sorry that you had to go through that. And I never would have brought this up. Kids and careers are off limits. I'm not really sure why Gina chose to include me in her response on the show or make it sound salacious, but it was not. Um, I'm not gonna lie here. I actually believe what Heather Dubrow is saying about this. There are a couple times where I haven't believed Heather Dubrow. Like when she said the whole Disneyland paparazzi thing, I was like, girl, are we all supposed to pretend like is that what we're doing? But then after that, like all of the other shit, I kind of feel like has been true. I don't know. I want to hear what you guys think. Pop off in the comment section. Let us know. Do you believe Heather or do you believe Gina? But we're going to move on to Tamra. Oh, thank you, Tamra Judge, for gracing us with your presence. We need you right now. Tamra ended up reflecting on her most painful OC moment, talking about Vicky Gumbelson and Gretchen Rossi spreading false rumors about her husband being gay, which, by the way, what a shitty rumor to even. Oh, yeah, her husband's gay. What an asshole thing to do. But okay. She also is strongly denying that she personally researched Katie's backstory. She said, like, that doesn't fall under me. I'm not a part of that. So I guess that goes back to Heather Dubrow. Now, she noted that her husband, Eddie, he's been mostly absent on season 19, saying that he did actually film, but he doesn't appear that much. And as far as like the Katie Ginella or even her own kids, she said that kids are off limits when it comes to being a topic of the drama. Like kids should be off limits. I agree with that too, though. I think that kids should be off limit. You know, the only time that I didn't necessarily agree with that and where I kind of had an issue was when they were giving Gia Giudice confessionals on the Real Housewives of New Jersey, which they always do something different. Like they include the husbands more or whatever on the Real Housewives of New Jersey. But I think when Gia Giudice started doing confessionals and she started like approaching her uncle and like getting in his grill and being like, Zio Joe, like, no. And he's like, gee, I'm not doing this with you. Melissa was like, I'm not doing this with a child. I'm not doing it with a child. It's like at that point, even though Melissa walked away from the conflict with Teresa's daughter and stayed out of it, it really is kind of annoying because if Melissa or Joe would have went in on Teresa, it's like, oh, well, now you guys are assholes because that's somebody's kid. That's why I don't like when the kids are in the mix. I truly, truly, truly do not like that. But moving on. She commented on being blamed for some of the drama that she didn't even initiate, like Katie's voice recording of Shannon. She's like, that was not my problem. And she admitted that she made a remark during a therapy session that led her doctor to speculate that she might be on the autism spectrum. She did talk about that, which she said that later, she regretted sharing publicly. And yeah, there you go. As far as her CBD company, Vina, she said it's doing so well that she might leave OC soon, potentially after selling it. And she did reveal that filming became overwhelming, especially combined with Teddy Mellencamp's health crisis, leading to her briefly stepping away. And I am curious about Vina. But I don't think that she'd step away from the show unless she got to season 20. She has said multiple times, I just want to get to season 20. I want to hear what you guys think about all of this. Guys, pop off in the comment section. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. I am so sorry that we didn't have hot, messy topics today, but unfortunately, like blame the Bravo celebrities. There was not a lot of drama that came out this weekend. So there wasn't really like a huge purpose for Jason and I to do hot, messy. I was like, let's save it for one that's actually interesting. But yeah. Smash the like button, show some love. Let us know what you think about Heather clapping back at Gina, and we'll see you soon. Oh, God, just hit the mic and shit. Bye.